Anyway, all right. So moving on to the playoffs, we'll just kind of go through these one by one. Cleveland Browns versus the Houston Texans. I think this is probably the least watched game of any of them, but I do think it's kind of interesting. Cleveland with Joe Flacco as a 38-year-old quarterback, and that defense going to Houston against CJ Stroud, one of the best rookie quarterbacks that we've ever had. I think it's a fun game. I like the Browns in this spot just because I just think their defense will travel pretty well, and I think Cleveland kind of knows what they're doing. But I don't count Houston out, especially when you've got a quarterback who can play as well as CJ Stroud does.
Excuse me, yeah. I got to go with Cleveland in that spot, although it is on the road. We'll see what CJ Stroud can do against them. I mean, obviously Houston, they've had some big time injuries like on their offense. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of got to go with Cleveland, especially if Cleveland's able to establish a running game down there, and that just makes things easier for Flacco. And then, especially if Cleveland gets ahead, they get a lead, it's just going to be, you got Myles Garrett running at you. I mean, that just seems like that's what should happen. But I mean, the fun thing about the playoffs is some of these games you just don't know until you get on the field and you see how these teams actually match up. And, which way the game kind of goes. I mean, a lot of times these games, they swing on a few plays. Something could happen at the beginning of the game, and then it just puts the other team behind the 8 ball, and then it kind of changes the course of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see a possibility of Flacco throwing interceptions. What concerns me is Houston played against Indianapolis last week and had a lot of trouble scoring against them, and the Colts defense is notoriously bad. So I think it's going to be really hard for them. But it's one of those games. You get to the fourth quarter and you got it close, and CJ Stroud has a chance. You never know.